Hey boxing fans, this is Ian Thomas and this is Matthias on Boxing. This week we get to see Teofimo Lopez take on George Kombosis Jr. for the WBA, WBO, IBF and the WBC Lightweight Championship. This will be shown live on Fight and will take place in the Lone Depot Park, Florida. So firstly, the tail of the tape. We'll firstly introduce the challenger, George Kombosis Jr. He's 19-0 with 10 knockouts. He's 27, he stands at 6 foot with a 68.1 inch reach and he's an orthodox fighter. Teofimo Lopez is also undefeated, 16-0 with 12 knockouts. He's the younger man at 23. He stands at 5'8" and his reach is slightly longer at 68.5 inch and he's an orthodox fighter. So first, let's introduce the challenger, George Kombosis Jr. He comes from Australia and he's known as George the Ferocious Kombosis. He's an aggressive fighter and he loves to come forward. He throws bags of punches, but he can be suspect to a counter, which he'll have to look to tighten his defence up in this fight. I don't think Kombosis will fear what's coming back, as most fighters do. When he fought Selby, he was hit with far too many shots, and against an opponent like Lopez, he will pay for this. Looking at Kombosis' record, there's not many household names on there. Maybe Selby's the biggest name he's fought, so he is relatively unknown in terms of what he can do. But as goes for the punching power of Lee Selby, he's not really got that one-punch knockout, so you'll have to be careful against somebody like Lopez. He certainly comes with bags of energy. He looks to hit and move, but from what I've seen, he lurks in that pocket far too long. And if he does that against Lopez, then Lopez will exploit this, so if he's not careful. Now let's introduce the champion, Teofimo Lopez, who's known as the Takeover, and that's exactly what he's done. He beat probably the number one Lomachenko in his last fight and showed tremendous maturity in the way he boxed. He didn't seem to rush in, didn't jump in and get caught. He stuck to a game plan and executed it perfectly. People say that Lomachenko had an off night, but from what I've seen, he didn't really get going. That was due to the work, or the great work of Lopez. I'd like to see a rematch to see if maybe it was an off night, and maybe Lomachenko can push him even further, but Lomachenko came on in the second half of the fight. But for me, Lopez stuck behind that jab, and like I said, executed the game plan perfectly, and I think if the matchup was to happen again, then it would have the same outcome. Looking at the past fights of Lopez against the likes of Commey, Nakantani, I genuinely believe that he doesn't fear anyone in this division. The experience is on his side, he's athletic, his movement is incredible, and he can punch. What a great combination for a boxer. If I was in Kombosis' camp, I'd be looking to get him as close as possible. Not to lurk in the pocket like he normally does, but just to get in and out, smother Lopez's work and try and frustrate him. Look to throw plenty of punches when up close, but that is easier said than done, as Lopez is so good with his feet. If Kombosis attacks, he can spin him and go straight on the attack. But I do feel Kombosis will have a moment or two in this fight, but he has to try and make Lopez, or show him that he's going to be in there for a scrap. He needs to gain Lopez's respect early, otherwise he will be in for a tough night. For me, I can see Lopez beating Kombosis with ease. I think it's not really putting a negative spin on Kombosis, but I just think Lopez is the best in the division. I think he beats most to the punch. His movement is, as I said, incredible. He's got that counter-punching style, but what I do like is that aggressive style when he plants his feet and lands the big shots. That seems to catch his opponents out. It's brilliant. Hope you've enjoyed the prediction. Please let us know in the comments below who you think will win the fight. Let us know how you see the fight going. My prediction, I'm going to go with a Lopez knockout in rounds 4 to 6. On behalf of Matthias on Boxing, this is Ian Thomas. Thanks for watching.